even though nobody may have ever told you, you have this one life opportunity as the person you are right now to do something so amazing, so breathtakingly beautiful, and so profound.
Welcome to the Thriving After Divorce podcast, where you learn the secrets to reclaim your life and turn your breakup into your breakthrough. Transformation expert, internationally published author, and online show host Tanya Marie Dubé will help you quickly pick up and move on as you tune into interviews with some pretty cool experts from around the world, showing you how to live your best life after divorce. If you're ready to learn the skills to finally put your divorce behind you for good, dig down really deep, and step into your highest self, then you're in the right place. Here's your host, online educator and mom of two, Tanya Marie Dubé.
Hi, everybody. You're listening to the Thriving After Divorce radio podcast, and I am your host, Tanya Marie Dubé. I am so happy that you're back. So I want to just jump right in. Today I'm talking about something really awesome, but first I just want to say thank you so much for coming back week after week. I have this amazing goal to reach over 1 million women worldwide, and I know you know that. And with your help, this podcast just keeps growing and growing pretty fast. I'm loving this. So please don't forget to review the show and tell me what's working, what you'd like to see more of. Please share it with your friends and your family and your colleagues. Let's just, get the word out there. I'm loving this space. So thank you again for all your feedback. I'm reading everything. I'm responding to everything as fast as I can. This is truly, truly an awesome space, and I really do love all the listeners. So that said, let's just jump right in. So the other day I was thinking, so many times I've had this thought, like, oh my God, I wish I could just have a do-over with this. Like, I wish I could just do this over and do it properly, maybe, or change something just to make it, to try to control it and make it what it is that I think it should have been. Now, that's rarely possible to have a complete redo, right? Like a time travel thing where we can just erase what's happened and move forward with a completely blank slate. But it's always possible to have a realistic do-over, the way we handle things, right? The way we think about them, the way we process them, the way we behave, what we believe. All of this we can shift and we can mold and turn into whatever we want, even when we have someone or something negative working against us. So from the heart, I want to offer you an idea. And I just want you to have an open mind while you're thinking about this, because what I'm about to say is not going to be for everybody, but just please hear me out and just listen to the podcast to the end. And then you can write to me and tell me I'm completely crazy or what you love about it, or or share your ideas with me. So the idea is this: what if you could look at what you're going through as a gift? Many of you are already there and you're thinking, of course, but some of you, this is going to be a little bit hard to read, right? Or to listen to. So is it possible? Is it possible to look at your divorce like a gift? So I know that sometimes, like I just said, that's a really hard thing to hear. I want you to remember that I've personally been through hell and back, and I have more experiences than I know what to do with. And for all of them, I'm truly grateful. Now, it was really difficult for me to be able to see that while I was going through it. I understand. If some of you remember that I was a homeless teen from 12 to 18 years old, living on and off the street, just trying to get to school. So trust me when I say it's really difficult to see the gift for what it is when you're inside it. I've been in domestically violent, abusive relationships. It was hard for me to see that gift at the time, so I get it, but just please try to follow with me. So most of my experiences have shaped me in a positive way. Some of them I could have totally done without. And, I can see when I look back how my own self-sabotage put me in some pretty precarious situations. But this isn't what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about bona fide gratitude for the opportunity you have right now, right this second. So I know it might feel like this is hardly a gift, but I want you to think back to what it was like when you were inside your toxic marriage. You had issues dealing with his or her personality. Maybe it was up and down. Maybe there was gaslighting going on. Maybe he was never home, possibly cheating on you. Maybe you were like me and found yourself lying on the bathroom floor every morning for years, crying, begging God to help you get out of this mess, pulling yourself together because you had small children relying on you to keep it together. So whatever it is, this has got to be better than that, right? I remember leaving my relationship and saying that I didn't know what was coming for me, but it had to be better than what was going on inside that house. And I was right? I was right by 1,000,000%. I know that's not a real percent, but 100%. I was absolutely right. So I want you to take a moment to go back to a time when you were a dreamer. You know, you didn't have to worry about much except the bare necessities, and you were free to think, you know, what if? What did you want back then? What's the one thing that pops into your head right now that makes you tingle all over or makes your heart skip a beat right into your throat? I mean, I've always wanted to help people and carry the weight of problems and issues and help women and children learn through their experiences and see a brighter side of life. The soul's purpose for being here, creating our destiny, manifesting our dreams. I mean, I want to do it collectively together and see what we can all create in the face of adversity, telling the world that, you know, hey, we're not going to be pushed down. And then we fly and let the energy of our dreams carry us forward into action. And then we reap the rewards, right? Now, I personally wish I could take all your pain away, but I can't. So what I can do is I can hold your hand and I can help you to see what you are. Now, I was talking with a new friend today about life and working through adversity, and he said the mere fact alone that we are each alive, every one of us, is like 1,000,000,000,000 to 1. I feel the number is higher than that, but for the sake of this conversation, I think 1,000,000,000,000 is good enough. So I want you to think about this. Even though nobody may have ever told you, you have this one life opportunity as the person you are right now to do something so amazing, so breathtakingly beautiful, and so profound. You have so much going for you, even if you have a lot going against you, which I do believe lives a little bit more inside of our minds than we like to think, right? Like, for example, it's really easy to get lost in the emotions and the activities, you know, the daily goings on of your divorce. It's really easy to get lost in the headspace of this is forever. Like, this is never going to end. How am I going to get free of this? What am I going to do? This is a lot. I'm carrying a ton. It's easy to get caught up in all of that. But if you notice, that's all to do with your thoughts and your thinking. One simple shift, and I've just recently experienced this, one simple shift can change everything. So if you're used to thinking like, okay, I'm going to manage all this stuff, I'm just going to handle, I'm going to deal with it, I can do it all, I want you to stop, and I want you to take a pen to a piece of paper, and I really just want you to write out every single thing that's weighing on you right now to do with your divorce or a job or whatever, a new partner, it doesn't matter what it is, the kids. I want you to write it all down. And then I want you to look at each individual thing and ask yourself, what is it about this particular thing that I can shift my thinking with? Like, how do I think now about this? And what can I do to make that simple shift? I think that our belief systems have a lot of weight in the way we even look at something, right? That might be obvious to some of you. For some of you, maybe you've never thought about that before. But what we truly believe is our life is going to guide us according to what we are looking for. So it's really important to understand, and I've talked about this in a previous episode, it's really important to understand that your belief systems might not even be your own, right? So this is why I believe in 10 pages of personal development reading every single day, because you're going to learn something new and it's going to shift your mindset. It's going to give you something to think about, and you're going to compare it to what you already know. And hopefully you're going to have an aha moment with some book that you read or something that you're listening to, right? And you're going to think, oh my gosh, that's true. That's the answer. That's the ticket. That's the one thing I needed to hear. And the whole thing falls into place. So please follow that advice. You know, when I say pick any personal development book, you can look for the top 25 books of 2019 so far, 2018 to read, and just make your way through them. You know, and if you're on a shoestring budget and you can't afford to be buying them, or you can't do Kindle, you know, which is always a cheaper version of that book, go to the library, find these books, go to a secondhand bookstore. Don't not do it because you can't afford it. There's always a way to do it. I want to help you shift your mindset into I can achieve anything I want to achieve mindset. Now, you know, I might not be that different from most of you in that, you know, I mean, I didn't grow up with anybody really telling me that. I had one person, my foster father, who kept me from 2 years old to 10 years old, used to always just tell me like it is. You know, he would look at my strengths and he would have me focus on my strengths and not focus on my weaknesses. I mean, I never grew up thinking, well, I can't do that. Like, it just was not part of my vernacular. So for that, I'm eternally grateful. So that's what I would like you to do. I would like you to really look at what your strengths are and just focus on those. who cares about the weaknesses? I mean, we want to be aware of them so that we can make sure that our weaknesses are not working against us. But when it comes to building a new life and a new normal, and you're coming out of adversity and you're coming out of something that was maybe traumatizing, we want to focus on what we can do. We don't want to focus on what we can't. So that said, now I've gone on this big tangent. Yeah, you have so much going for you. Even if you're having a really hard time and you're struggling, we are all individually unique to the point of no return. Like I've got friends who are in the entrepreneurial world who, are a little bit afraid to step into, specific areas because there's so many people doing those things. But let me tell you something, no one's got the stories you've got, right? No one's got the experiences you have, not the way you have them. So this is what adds something unique to each and everything that each one of us does. So I want you to remember that and take that with you into the future. So now I just want to say really quickly that I have a friend who suffers from fibromyalgia. So her physical body sometimes works against her, but she has her mind and she's incredibly intelligent. So she can do what she needs to do in order to create a life that she loves. So yes, she has a physical limitation, but that's all. She's still alive. She's still healthy in so many other ways. So, we work with what we've got. Now, I'm one of those people, I just talked about how I always work to my strengths, but I will say, because I was an actor for so long, I really did believe that my age was always working against me and that my entire life had to be decided by the time I was 25, and anything after that, I was like, oh my God, who's going to hire me, or who's going to give me that shot, or who's going to, all of that stuff, all these excuses and things that I'm working through in my mind. So, I hit 25 and was very much a multi-passionate person, very creative and very overwhelmed by the feeling like time was escaping me. So, for some of you who don't know, I'm a portrait artist and I play guitar. I've written some songs. I sing. I'm an actor. I mean, I've got all of these things and, which direction do I go in? And oh my gosh, how do I get all this done by 25 years old? And what do I do? Right. So if you want to know what helped me with that, I have to say lighting a fire under my butt and picking one thing and going as hard as I possibly could was the best thing that I ever did. So this is how I've created my do-over after, my separation and through my divorce, right? This is what I'm doing right now. I absolutely love what I do. And I've never felt more intentional in my entire life. I constantly push myself out of my comfort zone. Now, this is an agreement that I have with myself. I'm very private, very quiet, can be very introverted. And I grew up thinking that if something was, too difficult, that maybe I couldn't tackle it the way I could if it was something that I was already great at, right? Again, like I used to focus specifically on my strengths. And when I was a kid, I was very academic. Like I was the kid, I'll tell you something really fast, and you're going to probably think this is kind of funny. But when I was little, I was on the honor roll in school, in my elementary school. And it really bothered me that my honor roll was like 100%. I was always getting 100%. And there were kids in the honor roll who, there was only a few of them who got between 90 and 100%. And I thought, you know what, there has to be a special category for people who work harder and get 100%. So I went to my principal, and my principal said, you have to come up with some kind of a business plan sort of thing and come to me with this presentation. And I want to see why you think you deserve to be on an honor roll all by yourself. So I did that. So I came up with this whole thing. It was a whole presentation. It was on paper. I brought it to my principal's office and I ended up winning. They ended up creating a super honor roll, and I was the only one on it because I pushed myself so hard. But the reason that I pushed myself so hard and was an overachiever, well, as many of you know, I was a foster kid, so that was really important to me. But more than that, I mean, I just focused on what I was really, really, really good at. So that said, I had a little bit of a problem with things that I didn't know how to do. If I didn't really know how to do it very well, I wouldn't necessarily venture down that path, which, when you think like that, you sort of decide that you shouldn't try. So anyway, I decided that I didn't want to be a fixed mindset person and I would have to do something to push myself out of my comfort zone every chance I got. So now this is a non-negotiable way for me to live. Like, I reach higher and I set boundaries for others, and I'm no longer a people pleaser. That was huge for me. And I do my best to see every situation as a learning experience. But, we're all human and we will sometimes all fall just a little short. But when you do the personal development work that I've been after you to do, then when you do fall short, you will pick yourself up faster and faster each time because you're doing the work and you're getting inspired and you're trying new things to get a different outcome. So I know that if you're still swimming in ideas and thoughts that keep you up at night, you need to give this some thought. I know that you need a helping hand and an experience that will show you the way without killing your bank account. It's why I started this podcast. It's why I'm starting and creating a membership site for women who are going through divorce and separation and need to be putting all the pieces together. I want that for you. I want first for you to go to tanyadubay.com/sign up. This is your divorce recovery starter kit. It's important to me that you pay attention to that because it's all of the things that we need in the first steps after divorce. It's how to talk to people when they're asking us about our separation without telling them everything. It's how to get our children through all of this. It's how to deal with a toxic ex. It's how to take care of ourselves, right? When we're going through this, your mind is swimming with all kinds of things. It's like a revolving door of thoughts and ideas and scary stuff, and you can't sleep and you can't hardly eat, and you're maybe not even drinking as much water as you should, and all of those things just keep us not well, right? So I've created this divorce recovery starter kit specifically for you so that in a way I'm holding your hand. You know, it's not going to break your bank account because it's free, and I've done some audio files so you can listen to it on the go or you can read the PDF. It's completely up to you. So again, it's tanyadubay.com/sign up, all one word. Now, the membership site I'm so excited about. This is going to be an awesome thing. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it now. You know, you can email me at info@tanyadubay.com and let me know if you're interested in doing this or if you want me to put you on the wait list. But it's something that I've just decided to do, and I want it to be a membership site where, you know, every month you're paying only $39 a month and you're getting access to me, and we're coaching and we're working together and we're going to create something amazing collectively. This is my idea, right? So I will tell you more about that as that unfolds. But for those of you who have always wanted to be a part of something bigger with a group of women who are also going through what you're going through, where we can lock arms and just create and build and get through all of this stuff, then this is for you for sure. So I will talk more about that as it goes on. I'm excited about it and I can't wait. So that's it for today, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that I've given you something to think about, and I hope that at the end of the day, you've got some thoughts. And if you want to email me and let me know what you think, just hit reply to the email that you got, or info@tanyadubay.com. You can reach me there. So I look forward to hearing all about it. I'm really super excited. Go to tanyadubay.com/sign up to get your divorce recovery starter kit. And I hope you all have a great day. So again, you're listening to Thriving After Divorce Radio podcast. And I am your host, Tanya Marie Dubay. And we will see you next week. Thank you again so much for joining us on the Thriving After Divorce Radio podcast. We're coming to you every Monday morning so that you can start your week with intention and some powerful advice for what you're dealing with. So please subscribe to this podcast and share it with your friends and your family. My goal is to help change 1 million lives with this work, because when you teach a woman, you teach an entire community. Everybody benefits and the love spreads. So please feel free to comment, review, share, and like. With your help, I know I can reach this goal. So have a beautiful day, and we will see you next week.